Hey HCG family, I just wanted to talk a little bit about why I decided to really focus on taking the HCG um, and what other things I have tried. And um, well, I mean, obviously they didn't work for me because I just kept gaining weight anyway. My biggest problems was one, I work in a pool, so I can't take my ally because there's it says a side effect is drainage, and I would not be allowed in the pool if that were the case. So and I bought it and everything. I bought it, and then when I looked at the bottle and the thing and stuff, and I'm just like, oh, what a waste, what a waste, because I work in the pool. I teach swim lessons. Okay. The moment where I was like really distraught about my weight, there was a few moments actually where like one time I actually came home crying because like literally in all of my classes the kids asked me if I was pregnant. And that really, it just hurt. This one little girl, she's like 4 years old, and she says, do you have a baby in there? She rubs my belly and says, do you have a baby in there? And I'm like, no. She goes, oh, are you just fat? I'm like, yes, I'm just fat. But it just, oh my gosh, it hurt so much to even hear that from one of my students. I mean, she wasn't skinny herself, but still, it was heartbreaking to hear that. Also the fact that when I went to the doctor, they said that I have a whole bunch of different health problems. My cholesterol went high, and they gave me an option. They said, well, I mean, it's on the high end. It's a little bit above normal. But, I mean, it's enough above normal to where you should either be doing a diet or you should be taking some pills. So I prescribed some pills for you. And they gave me a choice whether I wanted to risk it and go for a diet to get my cholesterol down, or if for me to start taking cholesterol pills. I don't like to take medications for anything aside from Tom. That's about it. That's the only time I will ever take pills. Unless they're vitamins. Vitamins and minerals are okay. But pills, like prescribed pills or anything like that, or pain pills, I usually don't like to take it unless unless Tom arrives. So I turned down the cholesterol medication and wanted to do a diet. And then she also brought up my weight, and she said that I really need to lose weight. Because according to my BMI, I was medically or clinically considered obese for my height and all that, based on BMI, but I was barely there. But just knowing that I was even barely there, it just really hurt. I want to talk a little bit about my history, my weight history. I was a big baby. I was born 10 pounds, 8 ounces, something like that. About 10 pounds. My sister was 11 pounds and something. And she's the same way as far as with weight. We all struggle with it. My whole family's overweight. It's definitely genetic. My whole mom's side of the family anyways. My dad's side of the family looks really good. I wish I could get those genes from my dad. But I got some because it used to be that I was one of the thinnest members of my family, of my mom's side of the family anyway. And my mom, she's a chef, so she cooks really good hearty meals for everyone, and so it was really hard to, you know, be a normal weight. I think there was about maybe 3 years in my life where I was a pretty normal weight. I wish I had pictures to show you. I mean, on my Facebook, I could probably put my Facebook up. On my Facebook, my sister has photos of, you know, when I was a pretty good, decent, thin size, not thin, but, you know, average, like a really good sized kid, up until third going on fourth grade. All of a sudden it just went berserk. I started gaining weight. I was becoming overweight for my age and for my height. But even before school started, though, I was a chunk. I was a chunker. I have baby pictures and everything. Not just baby pictures, but when I was a toddler, I was kind of a chunky toddler. I was cute, but I was chunky. And so there was only about 3 years of my life where I have been an average, good, healthy weight. Once it hit fourth grade, like my weight just started like creeping up, like with each month it seemed. So by fifth grade, oh my gosh, I was embarrassed to be in photos because my face was so round. My clothes that I really, really liked couldn't fit me. I mean, it's typical anyway. You know, I wanted to blame it on my height because I was growing. Seventh grade, I reached my maximum height of 5'7". Well, 5'6.5". Seventh grade, 5'6.5". I was wearing 14s. Yeah, I was wearing 14s, so I didn't think I was all that bad. I was about 160 throughout high school, middle school. 160, I maintained that weight about until junior year of high school. I got up into the 170s. Senior year, close to the 180s. And then graduation, I moved out, moved to Maryland. I grew up in Michigan, by the way. I moved to Maryland, and my weight was basically maintained in the 190s, or like low 190s. And then my boyfriend and I had a bit of a emotional struggle. His father was diagnosed with Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, and so we were basically taking care of him. And so it became stressful because there was only 2 people. Then we added another couple of people, so 4 people taking care of this man who had a fatal disease. We didn't really know yet, though, because, you know, it's hard to really test for it until after it's too late. But he was diagnosed with it. The doctors said that that's the only thing left. He was negative for everything else, and you can't really test for there's no way to actually test for Creutzfeldt-Jakob without taking the brain out. But based on like the scans, it definitely showed that that he showed all the signs for it. So that was a really stressful time, especially when he passed away, because, you know, of course, aside from his son, my boyfriend, the ones taking care of him grew really close to him. And so it was just really hard. That was last September. So that was a year ago, a little over a year ago. We took him on he said that his last thing was, that he really, really wanted to do was, him and his wife really wanted to go on a cruise for their anniversary, and his wife passed away, and so we never went. So we took him on the cruise, because he wanted to go on the Queen Mary 2, and we did. We took him on the Queen Mary 2, and he lasted almost the whole trip. I think there was a point basically where he finally was at peace, I guess. The last thing on his list was just crossed off, and so he passed away the 2 days before we arrived back home. So so it was a really, really tough time. It was a little bit hard to enjoy anything after that night. Anyways, after that, because I took off a lot of work to take care of him. Actually, I took off everything to take care of him. And so my weight, all of us, we just all went into a big depression, especially his son. Our relationship was starting to, dwindle afterwards. I guess that's the word to use. It was starting to fall apart a little bit. And so I just took it out on food. I just ate. I ate fast food. I ate everything. I did go back to work, and I did start swimming laps, and I did start jogging and stuff, but it didn't make up for my eating habits. My eating habits were terrible. Anytime I was upset, I would just go to the fridge and grab something out to eat. So it was just terrible. Especially financially, I was having some financial issues because of the time that I took off work. I couldn't really afford to pay my rent. Now I'm actually living with my boyfriend. Our relationship is back good and everything like that, but we all know he still needs some time to himself, because he hasn't had a single day to himself since everything happened. But my weight just continued to creep up, and at one point, it even reached into the 210s. So it just really hurt to see it that way, and I'm really sorry that this video is so long. One of the other things that really hurt was, one, I couldn't fit into any of my clothes anymore. I had bought some 16s and some 18s, and they were getting tight. The 18s were getting tight. The 16s were tight. I just basically started wearing my little stretchy skirt thing, because it was the only thing that would fit me, to work and stuff, and I would wear sweats, and luckily my job doesn't really have like a pants attire where you have to have that kind of uniform, because otherwise there'd be no way I'd be able to pay for it, because I had to borrow a lot of money, and I'm trying to pay that money off. And I still haven't even gotten into college yet, because I really, really want to. I plan on majoring in theater and minoring in music education. It's just hard financially, and everything just hit so fast. So when my health started to go bad, it just wrecked me. just completely wrecked me. I decided that I would finally go ahead and go forward with the HCG diet. Diets that I have tried. I've tried Slim Fast. I've tried Weight Watchers, which is expensive. You have to pay monthly fees for that. That's ridiculous. I didn't like it. I lasted like a couple months and no. I've tried just a regular like eating healthy diet and I just couldn't stick to it. For some reason I just couldn't stick to it. I felt like I was always hungry and stuff like that. I've tried, let's see. I couldn't do any of the pill diets because of their side effects and with work. I can't do those diets when I have work. So I've tried a lot out there and none of it worked for me. So I'm just really thankful to be doing HCG and having lost as much weight as I have. Oh, let's see. Since starting, I have lost 16 pounds, 17, something like that. About 16 pounds, I think. Since this past month, like before I started and stuff too, so in total I've lost about 25 pounds. So since the 200.6 and now being at 174.8, it's just a big relief to know that now some of my clothes fit again. Yeah, my mediums fit me now. My work shirt is loose on me now, so it's just really nice to know that my stomach is just not protruding through my shirt and having to wear big baggy shirts just to hide it. And that I can see it in my face. I can see it in my face, and it just feels great. So I just wanted to thank you guys for the support you have given. I hope you keep watching, and I plan to update, with at least each week, and I think I've shown that so far that I've been updating at least once a week. So I just wanted to thank you guys again. All right.